Okay, so we're live. Let's see. We'll see people joining right here. What's up, guys? Adrian Amrell with 911 Gadgets. I'm here with my friends. I'm fixing their phone, or his phone, and she has a phone too that needs to be fixed. She asked me a question. So let me see your phone real quick. She has a Galaxy S7 Edge, and so a lot of people don't know this. She did. So her charging port stopped working. And she figured out that she can just wirelessly charge it. And that's been working for you for how long?
Oh, about 3 months now.
See, that's a trick. Sometimes when customers, when they can't afford to pay it or they just think it's too much, they end up buying a new phone, not knowing they can just charge it wirelessly. You know, not all phones are capable of that, but in this case, this one is. So, yeah, just a little trick. This charging port is no good anymore. They break from in there, and so they don't charge. Now she asked about how to get her pictures out of there. Well, you can also do it through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. But yeah, there you go. I would put music, but we don't want to get hit with a copyright strike. So we're just going to wait for some people to join, and then we'll get to repairing this Galaxy S20 FE. This is the new screen here. This is the old one. It has some small, there you go, you can see them right there. Some cracks right there, one going down the middle and then one here at the corner. But it bothers him, right?
Yep, because you know what? It's getting worse. There's another little crack there at the tip. If you take a look at it real close, it's starting to go crossways.
Oh yeah, this one right here?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see here.
And then the back camera, that glass can just practically pop out.
Yep. Oh yeah, you guys check it out. See that camera? So we have the parts for that too. Got the glass, and we also got the whole bezel just in case. So you guys are gonna watch me fix that right now. As I'm fixing this phone, I want to see if any of you have any questions for my friend here. I mean, this is one of probably the most knowledgeable person I know, I think, because he's just, I just asked him right now, like, how do you even know all this stuff, you know? He just knows just about anything. So if you guys have any questions, I'll be asking him some stuff. I'll be picking his brain. But let me see if I can move this a little bit. The camera just wants to turn this way. Ashwin Villa 123. All right. Somebody's saying something. Let's see. We got 6 viewers right now. Yo, remember when Jay said when I said I'm gonna start repairing phones? I've repaired my first one, and now I've got 3 people wanting me for a new screen replacement. That's what's up, man. You just gotta dive into it, right? You won't know until you try it. Just kind of like, what's that saying? Don't risk, like if you don't risk, you can't win, or something like that.
Well, the way I always look at it is a true businessman, entrepreneur, or strategist does not foresee business as risk, but as calculated strategy to overcome any foreseeable or unforeseeable obstacle. So in other words, win it before you engage. So
Right.
Do a little research on yourself, you know, and what you got to do.
Yeah, and I don't ever think, so there's a few things in our vocabulary that I like to eliminate, and I try to teach my kids the same thing. Like, I can't, you know, like, don't say I can't, because you can. You just got to figure it out. It's just, I can't is just a way of expressing you don't want to figure it out. pretty much. And also, I don't believe in losing, because you either win or you lose, right? But you don't lose, I think. I think you learn. So instead of losing, I changed it to learn.
Wow.
Have no losses. I only gain learnings. So, but hey, congratulations, Ashwin. That's what's up. Did you join our Facebook group yet or no? And also, I was gonna start the timer, but I forgot. So we'll just jump into the repair in like a minute. I don't have Facebook, sorry. You should just make one, bro, just for the group. Just make it anonymous, like put a fake name or whatever. Make an email, a fake email just for that. But there's 480 people already in our group, bro, and we just learn from each other. It's just amazing, man. Any question you have, you post it. It gets answered within minutes. You can literally be in front of your customer and ask a question there, and it'll get answered. So we can help you out. All right, so we're gonna move ourselves over to the smaller screen, and then we're gonna start fixing my friend's phone here. All right. So let me see. We're gonna start with the screen. Yeah, this is plastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why it was only $400.
Was it $400?
Yeah.
With like discounts and stuff?
That's what I paid, a little over 400 and counts like 470, just under 500 total by the all done and said.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not a bad deal considering it's a $1,500 phone.
Yeah, put your passcode on there. We're gonna turn it off. Okay, I'll do it after the video. What's the group called? It's called 911 Gadgets Support Team. Alright, so we're gonna start fixing this phone. And what were we talking about before we jumped onto this?
Oh shoot. Oh.
Was it the vaccines?
That's right.
Yeah, about how many people have taken it and all that stuff.
Too many in my opinion, but that is my opinion only.
Yeah.
200 million Americans supposedly have taken it, but as I was discussing earlier,
200 million?
is what they say, but I've also read that less than 90% of the U.S. population has taken it. So right there you have two different conflicting areas of information that you don't know is true.
Yeah.
But if you look at the whole thing with the Agenda 21 policy that a lot of people, that as a matter of fact now being listed lots of times as fake news, but you can go on UN and look to the UN website, United Nations website, and actually pull up the document itself and what it really does.
Man, the media will just show what they want to show. Just like...
Well, you got to remember, the media, a lot of people don't realize, a lot of it has been purchased and bought out by the Chinese. And you're talking about a government that is so against human rights. Look what they're doing to the Uyghurs. For those people that don't know what Uyghurs are, it's a group of people, Islamic faith, and the Chinese have listed them as Islam as a disease, a mental disease. So they have put them in what they call re-education centers, and it's bigger than a city, and it's walled, highly monitored by cameras, and people are a prisoner there.
Wow.
Chinese are known also, they have an industry, when you think about it, a $21 billion a year industry of organ harvesting. So if you need new organs and you need a new kidney or anything like that, this is what I've read.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like with everything that you read, you've got to question it. You know,
Yeah.
you don't believe anything. But if you're reading enough of it and you're seeing enough posts, it makes you really wonder if how much truth there is to any of it.
Well, there's another saying where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That's why it's interesting, man. All these things, like, people don't know what to believe. Unfortunately, the majority of the public just believes everything the media says.
What they're told.
Just like this whole here, put your passcode in again. Sorry, I turned it on an accident. It happens like 20 times during the repair. The whole Chauvin, the George Floyd killer.
Oh yeah.
Of course they're not gonna show that. That he wasn't guilty. Had they done that, what would have happened?
They would have righted.
Everywhere, right?
Well, as it was saying, the judge already said that they should have sequestered the jury. For one, the jury did hear about all of it, and for all they know, for all we know, that they could be threatened. So we don't know if you can't say that they were not influenced. So, and it's supposed to be what the lady with the blindfold and the scales. Justice has no. Justice is blind, basically.
Okay.
You go by the law and the rules.
Yeah, what I personally think happened is, okay, yeah, I'm guilty of all 3 charges, but he's probably going to go to a special place, and then they're going to nobody's going to know if he's in jail or not.
Good possibility. It's hard to say.
It's gonna be with his, I think that's what's really happening.
I read that the judge said if it becomes appealed, that the case could more than likely become listed as a mistrial, just for the fact that the jury did have influence. Not saying that he isn't guilty, and I'm not saying he is guilty because I don't know enough about what happened.
Right.
But I do know that it's politically driven, unfortunately, and I would hate to be in that man's shoes, where the decision is going to be, how do you say, have political ramifications. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
An aftermath. So,
I mean, they're passing a bill or something on the whole George Floyd stuff for the police, right? Did you hear about that?
No, that I did not.
They're
know.
passing a whole thing where it's a law now where police shouldn't do certain things. I don't know. I don't read that much. I read enough, and that's it. I don't dig into it. But
like with all things, there's good police, there's bad police. You can't judge the entire organization off a few people.
Right.
That's not how it works. If we have full anarchy, no laws, God, no one would be safe. Think about it.
Yep.
They're trying to disarm us as it is.
Yep. Man, for those of you guys watching, if you just have any questions for my friend here regarding anything, COVID, the whole gun laws, I mean, anything, just pick his brain, I just jumped over to the Chauvin case, but we were talking about the coronavirus vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccine. My mom took the first dose, and I've been anti vaccines forever, because I've had friends who tell me, like, for example, the flu shot and all that it's just a bunch of mercury. They're I don't know, why would you want all that amount of mercury into your brain? My wife took the flu shot and she got a major headache, which she'd never had headaches before like that, and she started getting those very constantly. So now with the COVID-19 vaccine, my mom took the first dose. She was fine, like a lot of people were, and it wasn't until the second dose where people were getting sick. My mom got really sick for a whole week. My broker, she got sick, and she's like, man, I can't handle it. So I don't know. What do you think about that? I think the first dose was just like a test to see who's down to do it.
That's what it all could be. I always go back right to that same thing, the Agenda 21 initiative, which is...
Yeah, tell them a little bit about it. Tell them a little bit.
It's all, how do you say, a smoke and mirror about sustainability. What is sustainable? What is not sustainable? According to Agenda 21, family of 4, a wife, a husband, a kid, and if you want a dog or anything like that, or your car, is not sustainable. Having a car is not sustainable. Basically, people are bad. That's the bottom line about Agenda 21. A huge factor is overpopulation. In order for the Earth to be able to sustain humanity, it's only 1.5 billion is the number that they say is sustainable. Well, we're pushing 8 billion people on this planet.
Man.
So that means a 95% depopulation. What would be an ideal way to do it? That's right, let's scare everybody and have a vaccine party. This is a big Jim Jones party as far as I'm concerned. That's the way I look at it. But you know what? It could be a trial run. Maybe you call me paranoid or whatever. But as it says once again, let's use a little bit of the Bible. Trust no man, trust no one, and seek him out and seek out basically everything fervently.
Right. Man, I just think all this that's happening is...
It's all for political power.
Yeah, I think so.
We are the research.
We are the guinea pigs. And you know, watching a bunch of videos, and I'm not a doctor or nothing like that, but when you see enough information from different doctors and different professionals telling you, don't do it. It takes about 5 to 10 years for something to be approved. I don't know the exact number of days or years, but it was developed within a year and being administered to millions of people around the world.
For free.
For free. Now, if you were to get rid of everybody and you're focusing on that Agenda 21 policy, which has been in play now for a while, you would have to go and to really understand Agenda 21, I recommend looking into it. So that way you understand it.
Someone said, my grandma recently got the second dose and she's been quite poorly with it. But she's recovering and we were supposed to be visiting her tomorrow, so we have to wait 2 weeks to see her. All because of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't trust, I definitely do not trust the media. And when the government, as Ronald Reagan says, when the government says, we're here to help you, you better really think twice about who they're trying to help. Because they're really trying to just basically help themselves. Now, I do believe in the Constitution and the power of this land. This is a fantastic nation, in my opinion. The best government experiment ever. Because that's what it was. That's what it was. And that's what they want to destroy. They want to take our freedoms, our freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom of...
So why do they want to do that, would you think? Why? What's the whole...
Control.
They just want to control, because they want to prevent
There's been
losing stuff.
There's been evil people throughout history. When you take a look at all the conquerors, the emperors, you know, and they have their own basic philosophy of what they believe how everybody should be.
Okay.
Dumbing down of society, for one. Now they've taken kids out of school for about a year.
Just like you dumb down like horses so you can control them.
That's right.
You know?
The less educated, the more ignorant the populace is, the easier they are to control. You take control of the education system, take control of the media. Most people do not take the time to, how do you say, look into these things that we're talking about. And, you know, we work a lot. Well, I mean, it's taken two families, you know, a husband and a wife now, or two domestic partners, whatever, to get things together. How do you say, just to make ends meet? Let's put it that way. Where your kids are in school and they're being influenced by their teachers, their peers.
Mm-hmm.
And you put basically, how do you say, a plan of what they're going to learn.
Yeah.
Then that is how they're going to be, basically, the way I look at it, that's why they're going to be programmed.
Dude, you know, God has woken me up big time. It couldn't be anybody else, you know, but our Creator. Because I think about these things, and it's like, man, how do I know this? Like, why do I think this? Like, school, I'm anti-school, you know? because I just mentioned to you guys, yesterday, if I was all about school, we would have never enjoyed SeaWorld because it's a school day. You know what I mean? I think, let me see, I lost what I was going to say. But, yeah, it's just the control. Like, yeah, you're sending your kids to school where they have a plan on what to teach your kids and how to mold them and how to act later down
They've
in life.
taken God out of our government offices when this country was primarily founded. I can't say I can't say I call myself one of the Christian faith, but yet I do, because I read the Bible. I do believe in the Bible.
Yeah. I believe in God, man. I don't call myself anything, but I read the book, his book.
It is a truth. There's a truth to it.
And that's what I do.
As I was saying, talk to you before about it, if you take a look at it, there's a book called Countdown by Michael Drosnin.
Okay.
And it talks about the first 5 books of the Bible.
Okay.
Where it is... Drosnin heard that there was a code in the Bible. Mm-hmm. The man who discovered it was a rabbi, but he was also a mathematician. He ran and eliminated all the spaces, the syntax, and whatever. And for those of you who've watched the movie with Matthew Broderick, War Games, about code, where they just run the numbers in certain sequences, they start coming up and they start locking up to unlock a code. Well, they did that, and they found that there is a code in the Bible. Or actually in the first 5 books. The amazing thing is that only with a computer were they able to discover this, that it's not just 2-dimensional, but it's 3-dimensional. It spirals like a DNA molecule.
With a computer, when back in the day, supposedly there was no computers. Yeah. So, man.
Yeah, you put a bunch of stuff together. So that's one little bit of information that you can kind of take a look at. And it's funny how they say the word is life. What is a DNA molecule?
Life?
DNA molecule. DNA, your chromosomes, what that is the blueprints to form carbon life. Mm. And it's interesting that this code spirals like a DNA molecule. So it's just something to think about. You put that together, and then you something that kind of captured my my attention is when all of a sudden I saw this article on the moon possibly not being natural. Mm-hmm. A satellite that didn't exist here on this at one point, that there's actually even a people that are listed as people before the moon. One of the things that intrigued me is you look at the craters. They're all at one depth. Nothing's deeper than the other, but they're wider and bigger because of the impact. That would kind of make you think, well, whoa, why aren't they all different unless it was hollow? Okay, I don't know if this is true or not. It was in the video that I watched, and it kind of intrigued me. So, you got to keep your mind open. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with that. Keep your mind open because you never know.
That's a good sized battery in there.
Yeah. You never know until you know.
You never will know. You never will know. But you got to keep seeking. You got to keep searching. Trust no one. It says in the book, trust no man. Seek him out fervently. So when you back to the Agenda 21 thing, and this is a document that has been put out and created by basically a criminal. And that's from my understanding of this video that I sent you. Mm-hmm. Now you've watched that.
Yep.
Now, what would be an ideal way to get rid of all the people? Let them do it themselves.
Let them do it themselves?
Yeah, scare them. Go get a vaccine.
Wow. And it's free. That's my thing, too. It's like, did you watch that movie, The Social Dilemma?
No, I didn't.
You need to watch that. I think you'll like it. It's about the phones and how Google and Facebook know us more than we know ourselves. And
we have actually given put ourselves under surveillance just by having a phone.
Yeah.
Through our cameras, through the microphone, like through the GPS system, they know where we are. They can hear us. They can see us.
Yeah. So you need to watch it. The Social Dilemma. Remember that. Have you seen it?
No, but I heard of it.
Okay, watch it. And there's something that caught my attention there, and I kind of use it too.
I heard it was a really good movie.
Yeah. When a service is free, you know, like when an app or whatever, when something is free, you are the product. And it makes sense.
Yep.
You
We
know?
are the guinea pigs.
Yeah. So we're the product.
They're going to see what happens, you know, as and it's really funny because it was blocked out on Facebook because I did put it out there on a comment. I wouldn't just post, I put it on a comment because everything is being censored. But the fact that it was put out and then there's a video to back it up, but they didn't take the video off. That's what's so funny. But they took off the screenshot that talks about people actually have a timeline with this vaccine.
Man.
From day 1 to 3 years. And you're lucky if you're going to be around after 3 years. Now that's pretty frightening if you ask me.
Yeah.
Especially if there's 200 million Americans, if that number is accurate, that took it.
Yeah.
How many Americans are going to really be left in 3 years?
Especially if you took the vaccine, like my mom.
A lot of my friends. So I pray that it is not true, and
Yeah.
maybe it's just a trial run to see how many people do. Now they're going to take the stats and how many people actually took it. How many people were they able to manipulate and frighten into actually taking it? And what's really funny is that the number of COVID went up, but number of flu went down.
So they just started saying it was
COVID, everything was COVID.
everything was COVID.
Everything's COVID. They're being paid by insurance companies, is what it's being said. You know, once again, I just like to share that information, but you know, everybody's got to do their own research.
I'm gonna touch on this repair real fast. For those of you guys watching for the repair, so I've already took everything out of not everything, but the main things out of his old phone, including the battery, the motherboard, cameras. I haven't taken these other little things just because I'm gonna test the new screen. You always want to test the new screen before you start taking off these protective films and stuff, just in case the new screen is defective. They will still exchange it for you. But if you start removing these things here, like those films I said, they won't exchange it for you anymore. So we're just gonna turn it on real quick and make sure it works. Yep, we had 11 viewers earlier. Somebody just joined, said, "Hey, what are we talking about?" I said, "COVID and other interesting things. Ask away." Maybe one day he'll have a channel where he can kind of just share his thoughts, like he says, his thoughts with everyone interested. A lot of people might call it conspiracies or whatnot. What is a conspiracy?
That's what they said about Agenda 21.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came to be true. And you can actually print up the document. That is the bottom line, the way I see it, of what's really happening. But it even goes further than that. I mean, it goes way back. And, you know, it goes back biblically, let's put it that way.
Okay.
But this is all part of the play of what's happening. We have not a whole lot of control, in my opinion, of what we can do except the choices that we make. Like I've always said, you only have one thing in life. That's choice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Samsungs are my least favorite to do when it comes to the whole frame. Like when you buy the screen with the frame,
Mm-hmm.
it's really easy to do without the frame, and we would have been done. But because they don't sell them without the frame right now, because they're still pretty new, we have to take everything out of the old phone and put it into the new one.
Transfer it.
Yeah. That is that's why we're taking a while here. Okay, let's turn it on. Didn't turn on. Press. Oh, okay. Maybe this is no.
Oh, it works.
So far, so good. There's no lines. Sometimes we have a defective screen with some lines across, going like this. S20 FE 5G.
This is an actual Samsung screen that you got, right?
Yep. It's a service pack, so it's original.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That was what was so hard to get. So yeah, it looks good. Swipe up. We'll just emergency call. Just test a few touch points here. And there it is, guys. So this is a good screen. Just unplug battery. And let's continue doing what we were doing. Yeah, looking at this, it's like, man, it's a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's
But
scary.
It is, man. Yeah, he's been thinking about opening his own. Adrian, who is your guest? I showed up late. It's my friend. You want to tell them about yourself a little bit?
Well,
Matthew Wood.
Matthew Wood. Hello there, Matthew. Name's Manny. I'm a nobody, just like you. Just a regular Joe. I work every day, unfortunately. And it's one of the nice things about coming over here is I've discovered that Adrian here is a very talented individual, very driven, and therefore I'm considering opening my own cell phone thing myself and
That's right.
and learn. One thing I do believe in is that you always have to continuous education. Never stop. Always keep learning
Work out the brain.
and stay focused. Otherwise your brain gets atrophied.
Yep. There you go, Matthew. That's my guest. Hey, bro, we are all somebody.
yeah, we are, but on the big scheme of things.
Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, so Ashwin says, I gotta go. Bro, I gotta go. I'll try and come back. Okay. Cool. Yeah, guys, we're just trying this out because I've been trying to convince Manny to start his YouTube channel. I would watch it because, I binge watch YouTube maybe after 12 midnight, from like 12 to like 2 sometimes. Or when I'm just in bed before I go to bed, I'm just watching stuff. My wife's asleep by then. I don't believe in being on the phone while my family's still awake. Just like my kids, if we're in the car or if we're anywhere near each other, don't be on your phone. Like, get off the phone. If you're on your phone, you better be doing something productive, like posting on OfferUp or trying to get clients to fix phones or something like that, but not wasting time watching videos that that are not educational, at least.
It's pretty amazing. I don't know if you ever saw that video about it's an animation where everybody's on their phone.
Mm-mm.
And they're just walking around, and no one is aware of anybody around them. It was funny because about a year ago, when I was up in San Francisco in the Marina District, every person on the street had their face on their phone.
Yep.
I mean, you can start just whatever, and I mean, they'd be totally unaware what was going on around them.
Never once looked up, knew where they were going.
Yeah.
Very unaware of their surroundings.
Oh man, it's
all potential victims.
Yeah, exactly. And it's that very thought that struck me once. I was at a restaurant. We're in the lobby waiting, and everybody was on their phone. And I told my wife, I'm like, babe, look, everybody's looking down on their phone. What can we create? Like, what can we invent that we can sell to all these people looking down at their phone? And I still haven't thought of something, but all those people will buy it, so we can make money. You know what I mean?
They're fixated on it. It's an addiction.
Yeah, I thought of like a hanger, like maybe a phone. Maybe we can make something where, like, you can watch it here instead of like this. We can make advertisement that says, 30 years from now, your back's gonna be, and we can show like a big ball or something, And it's just like, and then we can sell a product. But at the same time, I do feel bad for people that are always on their phone because, like I said, it's a waste of. We're not connecting with each other anymore. We're really disconnected with the people who matter the most, which is our immediate family, people here in the room. Even when we go have meetings, there's people on their phone. Like, they're talking, but they're on their phone. So I do want to make some kind of awareness, or a movement someday to kind of push that and help people reconnect, and stop doing that.
Well, think about it. It really separates people from people completely, and your family unit is your strength.
Yeah.
Once again, I always think this way. Mr. Conspiracy,
Maybe
divide and conquer.
Maybe we can make that your YouTube name, Mr. Conspiracy.
Divide and conquer. You separate the families, and how many families even sit down and have dinner together?
We do.
Well,
we do. Yes.
Well, I mean, they can sit down and have dinner together, but are they together?
Exactly. Or they got their phones
they're
out
on their
there.
phones.
Oh, no. We're not allowed to have phones.
Yeah, and
Phones
that's
aren't
the
allowed
thing.
at the dinner table now.
How many people actually, our parents, how many do they actually enforce that? Like, don't be on your phones. I don't know, but we should make a survey. Do you guys let your kids be on their phone while you're having dinner? See who says yes, who says no. I wonder.
I gotta say, I do miss the days when there were no cell phones.
Right.
Me too.
Matthew said, I love it. I just started too, and Adrian has inspired a whole lot of us. Listen to him. Adrian is a smart man. Well, I listen to him. He's a smart man too, man. Man, it's crazy. But yeah, back to the phones. You miss the days when
there were none. You actually got to live life. You went out and did things. You went out and met people, talked to people. You interacted. You didn't have to deal with somebody looking at a screen.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't fix your phone, huh?
Well, unfortunately, now we need them.
Yeah, I feel like a drug dealer.
You need them now is because they become such an integral part of everyday life. You need it for your job. You need it for...
It's a double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people, man. I'm like, try to use it for business. Try to use it for the things we need. But try to stay off of like social media and stuff, for the wrong reasons. Like, people go to social media just to see what other people's lives are like. Like, I don't know, man.
I read somewhere they said that the phones were developed, the smartphones were developed by CIA. because people voluntarily put all their information on that social media platform. They post their lives on it. They post their cars on it. They post what they eat. They got a GPS so that way they know where you are. They can hear. And it's all voluntary. And, what happened to the right of privacy? Well, that kind of disappeared after the Patriot Act. They said they weren't monitoring Americans, but yet then they proved that they were monitoring Americans. So, once again, you can't believe what you're told.
Right.
They'll say one thing and it's another.
And it all comes down to business, because
It is.
working for other companies, for the bank, for whatever, we don't tell the customers everything. In fact, we lie to them, because we don't want to get in trouble, like the manager doesn't want to get in trouble. So we lie to the customers, we make things up, and we don't tell them the full story. Same with us.
It's that exact same thing. That's the method that's being used as far as, once again, that Agenda 21. People just think going about doing their jobs and doing the best they can. You can lose your house, and it says right there in the Constitution that you cannot, your property is your property, and it has to have due compensation. But the way they're taking people's property is through regulations, violation of code enforcement. You get fined. You get fined to such a degree that you can't make it, that they actually confiscate your property to pay for the fine. And then what happens to that money? It becomes a real estate government slush fund. Now that's a way you can make money, as a matter of fact, if you look it up, where it's they foreclose on people's homes, they confiscate it, they auction it, they get their money for the taxes, and then there's that excess money. Where does it go? It goes into a slush fund. Right. So there is an actual way that I've seen on advertisements of you have to sign up, and they'll teach you how to do it. How to get that money and get a paycheck, a finder's fee for getting the people their money that they're owed. But most people don't do that. And that's something that you'll find out more about because you're in the real estate thing.
Yeah.
What happened?
I dropped this thing. Lucky for me, it doesn't have a certain way that it goes. Sometimes you lose the orientation and it's like, man, you put it wrong and now something's not going to work because it's not making contact.
Yep.
But this is, it doesn't have a special way. It can go either way.
Oh, good thing.
Alrighty. So, let me see. Somebody said, the irony is that phone manufacturers tell us that they designed their phones to make it easier to connect with everyone. Yeah.
There's truth to it.
There is some truth to it. I mean, I met my wife thanks to a phone and Facebook, but I guess I could have used the computer.
Yeah.
What happened to AOL? Remember?
Yeah.
America Online?
Yeah.
Welcome.
56K modem, dial-up modem.
Yeah, I used to burn CDs. I used to download music through dial-up modem. It used to take overnight to download 12 to 18 songs.
Yep. Yeah, I did the same thing.
Life is very antisocial, unfortunately. Matthew Wood said that's our policy. Yeah.
Well,
like
you have to...
the show Black Mirror. Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't. Well, a lot of people, the importance now is, how do you say, is working within, playing the cards that we have now. Our phones now with all this information, you can't believe the media, you can't believe the news networks that you see. We are the new news networks, each individual person. Mm-hmm. It's like in the old days, they had a town square. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. And then they would start reading off the scrolls, whatever decree or whatever information needed to be said for that city or province. And then, it came along radio. That became the new town square where information was broadcast. But once again, only a certain parties or the ones in control, if they were truthful and with honor, told the truth. And now there are so many people that have that access or that platform to get their ideas out that we are now the town square. And that's what these big techs are really afraid of. That's why they censor people. They put these fact checks, even though it's true. You know, because most people won't go beyond it. They'll stop and go, okay, this is what someone said.
Yeah.
But we are the new town square. Our voices, what we say.
Yep.
And what we say also gets other people to think that hopefully that they'll research and find the truth on their own.
Yeah. And it's those same people that just they swallow whatever they're told, that stay just working too for and going to school and all that, and they don't go outside of their comfort zone to try to learn something different, like phone repair.
Yep.
Or YouTube or something, you know?
Real estate.
Real estate, right. Whatever it is, as long as you're not stuck, you know?
Now we're being told what's essential and what's not essential. The way I look at it, whatever it makes you money, whatever you got to do, that's essential.
Mm-hmm.
Because no one else is going to feed you.
That's right. Let me see here, guys. We're almost done. We're just putting everything back. Everything that we took out of the old one, we're transferring it back to the new one, to the new frame. Gotta be careful. You can tear stuff, and we don't have everything in stock.
We're showing your age.
Young people don't get that AOL reference. You're showing your age. Oh, that's funny, man. That's true.
It is. I remember when there were no, when people were using pagers, and those were new.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least with a pager, you didn't have to answer it.
I know, right?
It was out of range. You can say that with the phone too. I still do. I have no service.
I just put my phone on silent.
Did you read that? What I sent you about the cell phone towers?
No, I didn't read it.
Did you take some time and read that one?
Wait, did I read it? Hold on. So 4G, 5G.
It doesn't really matter what G. It's the
Right.
cell phone tower itself. It's a big giant microwave tower.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, I remember the microwave stuff. Yeah. You know, I turned off the 5G after that. Either way, but I think maybe 5G is more powerful, right?
Yeah, it is.
So you know, you can turn it off on your phone.
Yeah.
I turned mine off. I mean, I love the speed. I tested it. I tested the 5G versus the 4G, and it's like so fast.
So much quicker.
But it might have been maybe just a coincidence or maybe just in my head. But when I ran the test on the 5G, I felt something on my head, dude, like a little slight pain right here. And I'm like, man, let me run it again. I run it again. I went like this while I was running, but I didn't feel anything, you know?
You don't know. You just don't know nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for all these niceties that we have, you figure, well, there's a price to pay.
Yeah.
There's a price to pay. I mean, think about when they used to, the telegraph was the new innovative way of communication. ... dash.
Now that's out of my age. I don't know what that
Morse
is.
code.
Morse code, yeah.
Morse code.
Well, that was before me too, but
Oh, okay.
you know, but
But you read a lot, so you know.
yeah, that history on there. See, that's the one thing a lot of people don't understand, that history is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't know it, it's going to happen again.
Yeah. I was just reading up on what's going on in Syria for 10 years now. Have you followed that at all? Or?
Not much, but it's funny that you brought that up, because once again, it's there's biblical writing on that, on what happens in there.
Mm-hmm.
And Syria used to be basically a jewel of a city. And now they're in ruins. Damascus, the city of Damascus, that's it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, please don't tell me that. Let me see. Sometimes you put in a screw in the wrong place, and that screw is longer, and it goes and penetrates the screen.
And cracks it.
Yeah, or just puts a mark on it.
It's funny that you brought that up. There's a video that you can find, and it's called The Weapon of Indignation. And it's quite interesting on how it brings in prophecy to what's happening today in modern day. Because the way I see it, okay, what's logical? How would this country fall? Hey, you scare them. Like I was saying earlier, you have one big Jim Jones party. Everybody's going to take that vaccine, but not everybody's going to take it. And there's going to be a lot of people left over, or people are going to wake up and they're going to stop taking it. And they're going to start defying what's there, or maybe in 4 years, and that 3-year thing didn't happen.
Right.
But you've got a political body that's been attacking and trying to destroy this nation since its birth. Since its birth. I mean, you think about it. That if you watch that video on The Weapon of Indignation, that I could see that actually happening. If they can't destroy it from within, because as it stands, there's no nation or nations, and all the nations got together could still not defeat the United States militarily.
Really?
None.
Wow.
Check out infographics.
Okay.
That's another site. And they put all those stats and everything together.
Bro, the 5G scares me too. I always use a headset so I don't have to put the phone to my head.
I always use a speaker.
Speaker?
Yep.
You use a speaker?
I use a speaker so I don't have to put it to my head either.
Really? So
Yeah.
you actually do that? Well, I just turned off the 5G, so.
And I normally don't talk to people on the phone.
Okay, so I should feel special then.
As a matter of fact, how often do I pick up my phone? How often do I answer my phone?
It's usually on vibrate. So he's got to hear it first.
If you really want to talk to me, you got to leave a message. Or leave me a text.
Yeah,
And I'll get back to you. I know. Drives you crazy, I know. He never picks up his phone.
Good thing it's not an emergency.
Well, I'll look at it. If there's an emergency, I'll respond.
Your voicemail says, sorry, can't get to you. If it's an emergency, text me.
I don't even bring my phone into my job.
No?
No.
Guys, I really hope I didn't mess up the screen. I put the screw in the wrong hole, man. I've done that once, and it was in the worst time because it was a rude customer, and it was my fault at the same time because I wasn't getting the screen in time and this and that. This was like 2 years ago. So finally, I got this. As soon as I saw that screen in the mail, I just, hey, come over, it's ready. You know, it wasn't even ready yet. So I'm over here in the back fixing it, rushing through it, and the guy's on his way. I just said it's ready because I wanted him to be happy that it's faster, anyways. And I'm putting the last 3 screws, and then I go, and you can hear the crack. Click.
Ooh.
I'm like, the guy's on his way. I'm just going to tell him in person. I'm going to show him. So I was like, hey, Mike,
You take the hit.
Here's your phone. It's cracked. This is what happened. I'm sorry. I'll just buy you a new phone. And he's like, man, I don't care. I just need my SIM card. I'm like, dude, you should have told me that a long time ago. I could have put your SIM card in another phone. You could have been using it.
Right.
So it ended up being okay. I give him another phone. He didn't care about that particular phone. He just thought that he needed to fix the screen to get his SIM card or phone numbers or something. But yeah.
Well, actually, I was a little nervous when you said you want to do this on a live thing and just have conversation. Then I was going to, but will that distract him on my phone? And when they told me this is the first time you've done the FE, it even makes me even more nervous. But
You know?
But you've always been real good, so
Yeah,
I trust you.
I'm pretty good at this stuff, but I'm better at being responsible. So if I were to break his phone, I'd just go buy you a new one. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. You have to.
It's called cost of doing business.
Exactly. There you go. You have to, man.
Sometimes you just got to bite it.
Yep. You see, look, I put all the screws already, and look at this.
Got to open it back up.
No, I'm just playing. That's the new screen came with that part.
I thought I was just say, okay, so extra parts. And the phone still works. And I said, hey,
Extra parts, extra screws.
You're better than the designers. You made it work with less parts.
Yep. No, I mean, I have a bunch of screws in computers too. I mean, the computers have a ton of screws. You don't need all of them. Sometimes you forget where some go, and you just keep going.
I don't know, but you made my heart sink, and it's not my phone.
Man, my heart's gonna sink when I see that the screen was damaged. Because we had a hard time getting the screw. Right? I mean, the screen, the screw, this screen, right? We've been really patient. Thank you for being patient. But we finally got the screen. They were out of stock in the navy blue. Initially, we got a mint. So you guys make sure you ask your customers and you double check the color. I always like getting pictures. Asking the customers for pictures. All right, here's that 5G weapon right here. See that? Wait, is this how they? No, it's all. Is it built into here or is it the SIM card? Maybe the SIM card activates something in here.
No, I believe it's all in there. Well, it could be the SIM. I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know. Well, they took that SIM. No, actually, that card is the same card that came out of my S6.
Okay.
So
they probably use a SIM to communicate to whatever's in here.
Right.
The battery. I mean, the battery is powerful. You know.
it lasts for 2 days.
Yeah. So this, I don't know. Okay, guys, here we go. We're gonna turn it on. The damage would be right about right here. That's where I put that screw where it didn't belong. So we're gonna turn it on and hope that there's nothing. All right, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so far so good. There's nothing here. Now we gotta see it on a bright, lighter screen. And I told him, like, I might break it. I don't know. You know, things happen.
Which would suck. Then I wouldn't have a phone.
All right, gotta go jump on a trampoline with my kids. Nice to meet you, Manny. Talk to you soon, Adrian. All right, bro. That's what it's about. Go have fun, bro. Live every day like it's your last. Enjoy it and just do things that you can do today. Don't wait. Okay, so it's good, bro. There's nothing there. Emergency screen. All right, nice. We're good, guys. It didn't go all the way through. Woo!
Beautiful.
Just messing with you.
Oh man, I wish. I'm nervous. Did you see me shaking? I was like, all right. So now we're gonna go ahead and
camera. The lens.
Yeah, I think the best. See, because it's so shattered, I don't feel like working too hard. You know, I would heat it up and just pick it off, but I'm glad I got the whole thing. See, I got this thing, so I'll just remove the entire bezel or assembly. I am gonna heat it up, but not for picking purposes, just to.
Did you just get a piece of glass too?
Huh?
Did you just get the piece of glass?
Yeah, I got 2 pieces of glass.
Because the glass probably will just come right out. I know it will because it almost did, and I pushed it back in.
Oh, on this one? All right, let's try it. Let's heat it up.
I hit with my finger, like, oh man, I don't know, and I put that back in there. I don't know, it might be easier for you.
Let's use this. We're gonna just. Nope. And there's that piece, but I guess we're gonna pick it, Manny.
Well, you can
Playing.
take the assembly off, you know.
I'm
it's just-
playing. Let me see. Because once I get started. I'm started, and I'm like,
Because I was just, when I did it, I was just going, man, this glass is ready to come out.
Okay, cool. So I'll heat it up some more.
It is easier.
Hmm.
It is easier doing it that way.
This way?
Yeah, no, I'm asking you.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because you know how I got the rubber part now. I
Yeah.
got the adhesive, so that might make it easier.
That all comes out.
Jeffrey Gertie, what's up? What's up, man? How you doing today, man? And you guys want to be careful with the heat because this is plastic. You don't want to warp it, melt it. Okay, so here's this. All right, see, yeah, that's cool. Ah! All
Hot.
right, it's hot. So, you see how this has thick adhesive?
Yeah,
As soon as you grab that adhesive, it'll come out easy and all the shards will stay stuck to that. There's a lot of cases where it's just glue. It's not actual like tape or rubbery part or whatever. And all those shards are just stuck there. You got to pick them one by one.
but this came all out clean.
Yeah. Otherwise, we would have just heat up this side and just, you see, it'll come off this way.
And take the whole assembly off.
You take the whole assembly off. Yeah.
Right, I gotcha.
All right. So now we're going to clean it just a little bit with a rag and some alcohol.
Just if it's one thing, so much work.
Okay. Clean it real good. Okay. I'm gonna use this glass here. We got some adhesive to choose from. Try not to touch the clear part so you don't smudge it.
Yeah, prints on your photos.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there it goes right there. Let's use this one here. Looks more original than this one, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now, how long have you been doing this now, Adrian?
The phone repair,
Yeah.
I started 2017,
4 years.
January, yeah. 18, 19, 20, 21, yep. Yes, sir. But, go ahead, what were you going to say?
No, nothing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Everything, so, I was, chilling, just got off work. It's cold here in North Carolina. It's cold right now. Weather's weird over here. It'll be hot, then it'll be cold, and it's just weird. So, ever since I was a kid, I've excelled at different things. And then maybe like 2 years ago, I was going to anger management therapy or with a counselor. I wasn't doing crazy stuff, but I would still now. I kind of like I have little outbursts, you know, like when things aren't a certain way. I'm like, oh, why isn't this here, man? I tell you to do this, like, you know. I just, but anyways, I asked her. I was like, hey, let me just ask you something. It doesn't have to do with my anger, but why do some of my friends think or tell me that I'm a genius? Why do some of my friends tell me this? And why do I feel like I can do anything, right? Like I can play guitar, or if I want to learn piano, I'll learn it. If I want to do this, I'll do it. Every job I've had, I've excelled. They've told me, hey, you've been here for a month and you're already doing what people that have been here for a year, 2 years are doing. And I'm like, okay. So I asked her, and she said something that I'll take with me forever and I'll share with all of you. It's not really that you're a genius. It's all about being determined. That's what she said. She told me it's determination. And it's true. Anybody can be determined and anybody can do anything they want. But correct me if I'm wrong, you know, do some people have...
A lot of people lack drive.
Okay.
So there's a saying, and I'm going to use it because I just watched it last night, is
Oh,
believe in it, and you can make it happen. Walt
Awesome.
Disney.
Was that Walt Disney? Believe it and you can make it happen. I agree, man. I agree.
Too funny.
Walt Disney.
But it's true.
It's
First,
true.
you got to have that belief in yourself. And if you can believe you're going to be good, you can do it. There may be some hurdles. If you strategize and you take a look at it to see what you have to do before you actually do it.
Yeah.
Like that's what I did when I taught myself stained glass. I went to different studios, different places. I looked at it. I talked to these people. Yes, I did take the class, but the class was it was good for just getting a little experience. But boy, I learned how bad they really were, and they were teaching it, and they were horrible. And it's doing it. It's doing it.
Like Nike says, just do it.
It's doing it. It's like what I said to you the other day about get a house.
Yeah, just do it.
I said that to my son the last week, and since I said it, at first I got him. I go, well, he's asking these questions. I go, get on the. And I told him who to call. Get on the phone. This is who you call. Call. Make a call. And then the next step. And you just keep plodding away.
Yeah.
I mean,
You just got to do it.
you got to do it. It's like a salmon ladder. And you know what a salmon ladder is, right? Salmon ladder is because of the dams that the Forestry Service has set up on the side of a lot of these rivers, like a chute. It goes up, drops, levels out, goes up, drops, levels up, goes up, levels out. Life is like a salmon ladder. You go and do as much as you can to climb up that upstream, but when you fall, you're still further upstream than you were when you started at the bottom.
Right.
So each time you fail, you go again. You might fail again, but you're still further along than you were when you first started. They say for a business, usually it takes about 10 times for the average person to start their own business before they actually succeed. Once again, that shows you your salmon ladder.
Yeah.
They learn from that mistake. They learn from that one. And they'll keep going. As long as they stay, once again, that determination,
Yeah.
that belief, you got it.
That's true. Yeah, I thought about it because you said, how long have I done this for? And people asked me that, you know, a long time ago. They're like, man, how long have you been doing this for? Oh, 3 months, you know? But yeah, it's because
It's like I was
just
telling you
doing
about the house. You know how I started and got my first house? Because I was so in debt. I had, car payments, credit cards, new family, new kid, but I had to get a house. So I bought the Carlton Sheets Zero Down Real Estate Program. Okay, so I spent $100 and I'm like, all right, well, I learned something from this. And then I just stayed with it. Next thing you know, I owned a home. And I was debt-free in 6 months.
Oh, man.
By following one of those infomercial zero down real estate programs. So they do work. A lot of those things do work, but you have to be determined and persistent. Just like what you said.
Right. Determination, man.
And I'm no genius.
Yeah. There you are. Play with it, check the camera, make sure everything's working.
Nice. And it still even has the condom on it.
I wasn't gonna go there.
Well, I went there.
It still has the what?
The condom,
condom on
little
it.
plastic.
Oh. Yeah.
crossed my mind though.
Yeah, you know.
Man.
Oh, it's beautiful. The camera works nice.
Yeah, check the front camera, back cameras, wide angle, all that stuff. Oh man, what is this?
Nice job,
looks good.
Adrian.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Dude, what is this?
everything seems to be good.
Okay. It looks like your screen. And I'm like, did I put the wrong screen? But it wouldn't have fit. So it's like, you see, it looks the same kind of,
Mm-hmm.
the connector.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what is it?
It's for some other Samsung. Somebody else is coming by. Hopefully not today. Let me see. And that's the beauty, working from home. So there's been a lot of talk about having a shop and working from home. It just depends. It depends how busy you want to be. Because I was making 20 to 25K a month at a business because you have all that foot traffic and just people coming in, walking in. Now I'm making about maybe between 6 to 12 a month. But I know how to pick and choose my customers, Like that one, I wouldn't do it anymore, because it just takes too much time. Got to put it up in the microscope. And
Which one?
her charging port.
Oh,
I'll
charging
do it
port.
for you because I know you guys, but same with security cameras. I don't do that anymore, but I'll do it for friends, or
Thank you.
people. But yeah, I love picking and choosing, Like right now I got like 5 missed calls, but it's okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not losing the money because I don't have it yet. I'm not losing money.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's all about how you perceive things too, right?
Absolutely.
Looks like this is all good. Nice. Like having a new phone again.
Yeah.
And the condom will stay on until it gets all ratty tatty.
Yes, it will. I like it on there. Regardless of what people say. It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
Alrighty.
So, all right. I guess, man, this camera kept moving, but this wraps up our live today. I hope you guys learned how to swap the screen. Although I didn't talk much, but you guys get it. You guys watching this video are probably already fixing phones if you're trying to fix a Samsung S20 FE. So if you guys have any questions on anything that we did today here, you can just leave them in the comments, or you can email me. My email is contact@911gadgets.com. Also, if you guys haven't joined our Facebook group yet, it's $39 to get the 5-day curriculum. It gives you access to the Facebook group. It gives you all of my contacts where I get screens from for a really good deal compared to eBay and Amazon. Sorry, you work for Amazon, right? Nah, but you see, we have the good quality screens and cheaper priced because we have the source already. We also have sources for unlocks. And yeah, I mean, just $39, you get that 5-day curriculum. Go to 911gadgets.com/cell phone repair training. If you want to learn computer, you go to 911gadgets.com/computer repair training. We might follow up with Manny. We might have him here again. We're going to see what kind of feedback this video gets, and he might start a YouTube channel. We don't know what name or anything. I like the Mr. Conspiracy thing. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's for fun, If anybody in the government is watching this or you guys didn't like it, it's just, we're just here. We're good people, right? We're not trying to do anything crazy. We just like to talk. So, you got anything to say to the viewers?
Well, everything that we talked about is things that have been read that is out there. It's not necessarily, I can't say not true. Can't say that it is true. Basically, I just said the same thing. Anyways, yeah, it's good. It's good food for thought. Always put it on the back of your hard drive. You're the one who has to take care of yourself. You're the one who has to be aware of your surroundings. You have to be aware that, you know what, not everybody's going to be your friend.
Do your homework.
Do your homework, yes. Know what you're up against.
Yep.
And make smart choices.
And what else can I say? Don't do drugs. Oh man, because going up that salmon ladder,
The salmon ladder, that's right.
You know, it's probably easier going up that ladder if you're not intoxicated. You know what I mean? You will fall. I speak from experience. You know, I think if you keep a sober mind, you'll get further quicker. I think. What do you think about that, man?
For the most part, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You know, you can't do it when you're all jacked up, so.
That's right. So a lot of people have they ask me like, dude, like how did you do it? Like how do you do that and stuff like that? But well, I tell them I quit drinking, number one, because when I was drinking I still had my business, but I wasn't as, was it prosperous? Is that a good?
Prosperous is a good word.
All right.
Focus.
Or profitable.
I wasn't as profitable, as focused, and I will forever share my experience with you guys. Following the rules in that book, the Bible, has helped me, whether it's, what is it? I don't know how to say it, but I believe that there's somebody watching, and just like with our kids, you know, if my kids misbehave, I don't give them what they want. I take what they like, and I punish them. I still love them, but I don't give them everything. But when they behave and they follow my rules, I give them everything. I want to give them whatever they want. I want to give them whatever I have in my pocket. Usually it's like $5, but nah. But yeah, so when I started following those rules, I saw things changing in my life, and things that people will call coincidences, I can't believe that they're coincidences. Did I tell you the story about my bracelet?
No.
Okay, I'll try to make this one quick. But there's many, many stories that I have, you know, ever since I started following. I graduated in 2006, and my mom, I was 17, my mom, she said, Mijo, what do you want for your graduation gift? I'm like, oh, let's go to the mall. We go to the mall, we see a jewelry store, and I see a bracelet. How much is this, ma'am? And then she's like, $1,199. I'm like, oh, nope, I can't do that. We were broke, okay? My mom's like, her eyes just got big, like, oh, no, Mijo, we can get it for you. I'm like, no, that's too much, Mom. That's crazy. Like, you know, I thought we were going to get like a pair of shoes or something that's like $100, $200.
Yeah.
Anyways, she surprised me with it. She got it for me. I was like, Mom, why? How did you do it? Oh, you know, I'm just paying $50. I think it was a week for it, or $50 a month. So, long story short, in 2011, I moved to Los Angeles, and I was renting a $500 bedroom, and I couldn't pay it. I was working at Wells Fargo, and so I called my mom. Mom, can I sell this, or can I pawn it? It's up to you, Mijo. If you need the money, you know, go ahead. So I pawned it for $260, and I lost it. Right? And in 2014, I started fixing computers, and I was at a Starbucks fixing somebody's laptop just like this. And then somebody came behind me and said, in Spanish, hey, you know how to fix computers? Yeah, I do. Give me your card. I give him my card. 6 months later, he calls me, and I go to his house and I shake his hand, and he's wearing the bracelet. It's a unique bracelet. It's at the shop right now getting fixed because it broke. But it's that same bracelet, and I'm like looking at him like, hey man, hey, that's my bracelet. And he's like, what? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Sorry, man. Sorry. Look, my mom gave me that bracelet. Did you buy it at this pawn shop at this street over here? He's like, yeah. How do you know? I'm like, dude, I sold it for $260. Oh, really? I got it for $700. I'm like, okay. You wanna sell it back to me? I won't charge you today. It was $380. I won't charge you, and I'll give you $1,000. And he was like, oh no, I can't. So during this time, I'm drinking, partying, cheating on my girlfriend, and all this stuff. All these, getting DUIs, you know. 2014, 2015, same thing. Every time he called me, I was like, I'm not going to charge you anything. Everything I was doing for him for free because I wanted him to sell it to me. 2015, 2016, and he wouldn't sell it. I offered him $3,000. Then I offered him my friend's BMW because my you know,
Friends,
yeah,
BMW.
he came to my house to fix his computer again or to print some papers. I said, Carlos, bro, this is the last thing I'm gonna offer you. Here's the keys. Take that BMW parked outside, acting like it was mine. Oh no, I can't do that. You know, dude, sell me the bracelet, bro. Like my mom, like now I know what it's like. Like my mom, you know, my grandma was sick with cancer. She helped my mom a little bit buy it, and she passed away. Now my grandma, rest in peace. But so that has a lot of meaning to me, right? And I'm not the type to hold like sentimental value to things. But that was just, I think that was like the most special thing. And in 2016, I met my wife, and we stopped drinking together. I saw her praying before we ate. I'm like, hey, let me do that too. Like, let's start getting into it. So we started following the rules together. And at this time, every time Carlos would call me, I would be like, hey, it's going to be $500 to do what you want me to do, where I usually charge $100. Oh, why so much? I'm like, man, you don't want to sell me the bracelet, dude. Like, and he's like, okay, I'll pay it. So he's like, man, no. But then, so I kind of got mad. I was like, why don't you want to sell it to me? And then, but then in 2019, we decided to move. And before I moved here, I called Carlos. Hey, man, I'm about to move. My mom just sent me another bracelet. You know, it wasn't as special. It was just something that she found. You know, she just sent it. It's special because it's hers, but it didn't have that story.
Right.
I had already lost that bracelet once, like in 2008, but I found it, you know. So that bracelet meant a lot. So then I called him, hey, Carlos, I'm moving. My mom sent me a new bracelet. I'm just going to start using this now, but I just wanted to ask you, before I go, you want to sell it to me? He's like, Adrian, are you a psychic or something? Because I was going to call you tomorrow. You know, I had a plan to call you because I need money and I'm ready to sell it. And he sold it to me not for $3,000 or a BMW. He sold it to me for $1,000. Well, he could have sold it for more, and I had the money to pay him 5 G's if I wanted to, right? So what I took from that was God was watching me the whole time, and he didn't want to give me what I wanted because I wasn't listening to him. But finally, I decided to obey his rules, and that's when he gave me my bracelet, you know? I mean, it doesn't make sense. How can I find that bracelet? And why can't I get it when I was doing all this bad stuff? And now that I'm good, I met my wife, we're following the rules, and a lot of different things were happening along that time too, where I'm like, man, it's God talking to me, you know? And then finally I get the bracelet. And that's why I keep sharing my experience with people. And that's the story of the bracelet. Now I have it. I wish I had it on right now, but it's in the shop getting fixed.
Well, like I always say, there's only two things in this world to talk to you. That's good and evil.
Yeah, bro.
That's it. There's nothing else. And God has given you, our Maker has given us one thing in life, and that's choice.
Mm-hmm.
Birthday suit's a given. But that choice is what's going to determine who and what you will be.
Right.
Once again, did I ever do the energy breakdown thing with you?
No.
All right. Let's take everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
What's it made out of? The first thing. First thing, let's take this thing here, this. First breakdown, chemicals. It's chemical makeup. You're made up of chemicals, mostly water, H2O.
Mm-hmm.
Break down the next step. It's molecular.
Mm-hmm.
Break down molecules. Becomes atomic. Break down atomic. You get things like protons and neutrons. You break down that. You break things down to quarks. Even a light. Even light is a particle carried on another particle called the boson. Breaking down to the next thing that most of the universe is made out of, that they can't seem to actually nail, but they know the theory, dark matter.
Mm-hmm.
Einstein's theory, E, energy. equals or is the same as M, mass, C, speed of light, equates to time. Past, present, and future all happening at the same time. Energy is all of it. Energy equals or is the same as. So now energy is the main thing that we are all of, all made up of. Because what are you mostly? Breakdown, chemical, breakdown, you're pure energy. I'm pure energy. There's two types of energy, positive and negative. So here's a question. If everything is just energy, are you intelligent? Do you think? Are you alive? But you are still made up of the same thing as this my Ray-Ban glasses are.
Yeah.
Or this. So that therefore energy is intelligent and energy is alive. So then when you go and communicate these thoughts through words, through just sounds coming out, through energy, two-dimensional symbols to transcend a multi-dimensional concept. So then the pagans call that word God. I call him Yahuwah. That's the Hebrew God. Okay, the first.
Yeah.
Okay, so therefore, whatever you want to call it, it's pure energy, and there's two types. You can call God and the devil. Only two things in this world are talking to you, because nothing else really matters.
Evil and good.
Evil and good are positive and negative energy. You're born alone, you live alone, you're going to die alone. You make your way through life alone. And then God is always talking to you, and he'll even use evil to talk to you to teach you what you need to know. Therefore, all you are left with is one thing: choice. So therefore, when we decide to move on, what are we made up of? We are made up of our choices. Do we choose to do wicked things or good things?
Yeah.
Positive or negative? Now we all fall short of the glory. That's where the Savior comes in, the Messiah, that we bring in for the hopefully gain everlasting life.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I was bad.
So was I.
But why?
Because it's inherent in our nature.
Okay. I was so bad, dude.
It's inherent in our nature. I mean, go all the way back.
I used to kill birds and animals. And
We all did bad things.
kick my dog. Just kick him for no reason.
We all did bad things.
Oh,
Everybody does. There's nobody, if anybody says that they've never done a bad thing, like, it said, one who has committed no sin, let them be the first to cast the first stone. We're all guilty. But like I said, there's only one thing we have. And that one thing is going to determine who and what we are and what we will be. So if you choose to do evil, and those are your choices, therefore, what are we?
Yeah.
By our choice. That's all we got, is that choice. So careful how we tread.
Take that, guys. And again, if you guys are still around, we might have him have his own channel, because I love talking to Manny, and that's why I brought him on here. I've never done this, never brought a customer on live like this, so.
Yeah, it's my first time too.
I'm just happy I didn't break his phone.
Oh, me too.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys on the next live or on the next video. Subscribe, like, and share. Peace out. That was cool, man.